Hey, everybody. How are you all today? I am doing great. Glad to see everybody showed up today. Let's see if this... Nope. Damned hotkey, I tell you. There we are. So, how has everybody been? No clue what Dawn Fury... Oh yeah, the Dawn Fury build competition. Yeah, that's right. That's this Saturday. Dawn Fury build competition. Be there or be cuboidal, I guess. Seth Bling is going to retire. Oh man, really? Did he announce that like on Twitter or wherever? That's unfortunate, but like, I get it. I mean, everybody kind of has to retire eventually, you know? That's unfortunate, but hey, oh well. What is everybody drinking today? Drinking water, not Coke. Yeah, I've been told to give up Cokes. And, yeah, I think I will. They are not good for you, so, I have kicked my Coca-Cola habit. Damn shit, I tell you. Okay, good. That put everything in the right spot. But yeah, it's been going well otherwise. I kind of like that. I like that, yeah. Okay, now the one problem I'm having with this building is that it is just too close to everything nearby. It needs to be nerfed or moved over. I will probably just move it over because, like, I want to put some additional support, like right there. But I can't do anything on this corner because it will interfere. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see what I can pull off. But anyway, how is everybody today? Seth Bling needs a break? Ah. Yeah, I'm drinking a nice medley of green teas. It's not too bad. It's a combination I've been drinking for many years at this point. Tazo. Back when I worked at Barnes & Noble many moons ago. We would serve, because Barnes & Noble Cafe was basically a Starbucks, we would serve Tazo flavors of tea. And just like at Starbucks. And they were some pretty decent teas, so they hooked me on that. That's also incidentally where I got my taste for coffee. Worked in a crappy coffee shop that I hated with every fiber of my being. But really, who doesn't hate working in a place like a coffee shop? Customers were rude. People were impatient. Only occasionally would you ever have anything good happen. The long work days and the endless, especially around the Christmas time, the endless waves of children ruining the store. Ugh. Just put a bullet in my head. Ugh. I'm so glad I got out of there. I was at my wit's end by about the time I quit. Worst part is, I worked there in like 2011. And so if I had just been lucky and found 2B2T like a year earlier, I could have just played that instead. That would have been so much better. Oh well. And then not like a month after I quit, I ended up finding 2B2T. And it was like I was saved. Ah, those were the days. So anyway, do I like Pocky? I've never tried Pocky. I've only ever seen it in like Animoods and things of that nature. I'm sure it's not anything too special. It's just a biscuit cookie, right? Just sort of like a soft, almost shortbread thing with some sort of a coating or an icing. Like, so what? I'm sure there are 100 million different things that are similar to it. I prefer gingerbread and sugar cookies. So I wouldn't really, like, care about Pocky. I, unlike most weebs, have never really aspired to be Japanese or anything of that nature. I don't even really care about the culture all that much, to be honest. Oh, Mitch, thanks for subscribing, man. It's just more of a, I really like the media they pump out. And the stories that they can write. And some of their mythology is pretty dope, too. But, like, I'm not head over heels for their style of everything. So, yeah. It's more of a, I admit that they can do some really good stuff. But their work ethic, holy shit. The Japanese work ethic, while it is really, really, really strong, it's also really overbearing and, like, gets people killed. So I don't know. I couldn't live and work in Japan. I'd end up breaking or something, I don't know. But anyway. So yeah. Things been going pretty well. Last, what, day and a half? Day. However long it's been since I last saw y'all. Y'all doing okay too? I hope so. Now then, can you get a top view? Yeah, I will do another, I keep meaning to do this. I will do another sort of whirlwind tour at the end. Again, remind me. I will show off everything that I've done and all that. I need to, like, get in the habit of doing that every 4 or 5 episodes just to, like, keep people interested. Because a lot of people either don't know how much I've done, don't know what all there is to see. You know, there's some sort of, there's a reason to show it off, you know? Or at least, there's more of a reason to show it off. I should show it off more than I already do, you know? So yeah, I'll be doing that. Hope I'm doing wonderful. I am. Oh, did I ever have one of those astrology girls, the girls who eat hot chips? I mean, we had hippies. We had hippies out the wazoo. There's surprisingly, in the part of Mississippi where I live, there is a surprisingly large hippie community that's... Most of them are pretty cool people. They could get a little annoying with their, you know, rants or understandings of the world. One of them was convinced that, like, the Antichrist was going to show up soon or some wacky something or another. Oh my god. That dude. But, other than that, other than the crazies and the annoying people, there were actually some pretty cool people I met at the coffee job I held down. One of my managers was a really cool dude. I don't want to say his name just because, you know, I don't like saying people's names that aren't relevant to, well, I don't know. Even names from, like, 2B2T, like, those aren't real people's names. Those are just aliases, you know, IGNs. But a real person's name, that gets a little, that crosses the boundary for me. But yeah, that manager, he was really cool. He had a lot of experience doing the coffee thing. He had a really good customer relationship attitude. And then I've learned that he would routinely, especially on days that he opened, shotgun like 4 or 5 espresso shots. And one time I heard that he had a heart, not like a condition, but like, we had a scare. And he was just like, because his heart was beating so damn fast from all the fucking caffeine he would imbibe. And yeah, like, What did you expect? And he did eventually, you know, that was his wake-up call, and he quit. He quit doing that, but it was a little frightening. I think the big head honcho manager had to be like, okay, you can't do this. Because that's how he was so good. He was always amped up. He also said that he had a problem with Red Bull way back in the day when Red Bull first came out. Mind you, this manager was like 34, 35 when I was only 21. So he was a young teen when Red Bull came out in the 90s. And you think that people abuse things like Monster and other things like that. When Red Bull was brand new, oh my God, the amount of people who abused that shit. Oh, I mean, we've all heard and have had horror stories of this or that person we knew who ended up going to the hospital just because of caffeine. Like, shit's a killer if you aren't careful. Although I'll admit, like, when he was buzzed out his ass on caffeine, he was really jovial. Really knew what he was doing. But yeah, fun times. You're guessing there is a delay this time. Let me check. Stream health seems good. No, I don't think there's any delay. I think I'm just not reading questions all that often. I hope there's no delay, unless that may be on your end, Charcoal. I hope not. I hate it when internet problems become everybody's... I don't know. I hate it when internet problems. Full stop. But yeah, I haven't had too many jobs over the many years I've been alive. I held down my last job for like 8 years. So after that, I never really cycled through much. So I don't have a whole lot. Well, I do have a whole lot of stories. I just don't have a whole lot of like terribly quirky stories. Some of the stories I have will break your heart. Working in an old folks' home was not... I mean, it was a good eye-opening experience, but that shit ain't for the faint of heart. That's the type of stuff that will break you as a person. But I don't want to get into any of that depressing junk right now. Now then. To delete the delay and have less time, just put the videos double speed until it comes to normal speed. Oh, he's talking about that. Okay, I see what you mean. Now then, let us get to the meat of today's stream. Alright. Ooh. This one's an interesting one. Would I rather be blind or deaf? I think I'd rather be dead. If I have to be blind, I can't play my favorite game in the universe. If I have to be deaf, I can't listen to music, which is one of my other favorite things to do. So, like, the fuck do I do? That's wow. That's a gun to your head, if ever I heard one. Just kill me. Like, if that ends up happening, just kill me. If there's no recourse or no hope for like a prosthetic or a replacement, which currently there are no replacement prosthetic eye, or there are some ear prosthetics, but like that depends on the type of hearing issue you have. So like, I don't know, if my eardrums just like blew up or all the hairs in my inner ear just died tomorrow and it would just be an incurable form of deafness, like there's just no recourse. I guess if I'm blind, I can still at least listen to music, and if I'm deaf, I can still play Minecraft. But that's still like such a crock. I understand the nature of the question though, it's a really good one. But like, holy shit. I couldn't. No. That would kill me. Like, it would kill my... It would break my heart, is really what it would do. And I would not be a happy camper forevermore. God, I don't know. Like, I genuinely can't answer this question. I don't know which would be worse. What's the lesser of two evils when you're faced with something that's equally debilitating either way? Hell if I know. Great question. Yeah, I'm just going to go with my initial answer. I would rather be dead. If I have to. I'd rather just not. I would commit ritual Sudoku. Well, in reality, though, I would be driven to depression over the course of however long. Like, it would be genuinely horrible. But I don't know. But hey, thanks for the question. Like Beethoven? Yeah, I guess I could be like Beethoven. I don't know. I don't compose music, though, and I don't have a gift for music composition, so I can't really be Beethoven. I could be, I don't know, Da Vinci, but blind. Has there been a blind Da Vinci? Anybody know? That sounds like something that's probably been a thing, right? A person who is extraordinarily gifted at a visual art, but has no visual abilities themselves. That might make a good writing prompt. Shit. Who knows? Very intriguing. Def, you can still hear the music if you learn how to read the sheets. I'm pretty sure you need hearing to be able to get to the point where you can read sheet music. I'm pretty sure that's a hearing-related thing initially. And I also know that Beethoven lost his hearing. He wasn't born deaf. And thus had an aptitude for it to begin with because he could hear in his head. Because he knew what sound was like initially. He just was so very hard of hearing in his time. At least I'm pretty sure. Hey, Edic, how are you? I have one wish. What will you take? You can't wish for more wishes. Just the one wish. Yeah. I know exactly what I would wish for. I'm not saying, but I would wish for that one thing. Sorry, it's private. I can't tell you. Let's go with chiseled. I mean, I could tell you, but I don't want to. That is a private wish. You know what they say? If you tell people your wishes, they don't come true. So, yeah. I guess you're all just going to have to not know, huh? If I tell you, my wish might never happen. Might never get the chance to come to pass. Such sad. But hey, that's life, you know. Things we want don't always happen. So if I can, at least partially, maybe sorta, kinda give it a chance. And not, like, kill the desire before it ever comes to pass. I think I'll just remain tight-lipped about it. Maybe someday I'll tell someone. Who knows? If I ever get the chance to achieve it. What do you think would happen if someone could only hear themselves? They wouldn't hear their heartbeat. Breathing, hair growing, skin shedding. I'm not quite sure I understand the nature of your question. If they could only hear themselves? What, like deafness or like... Like, if they talked or whatever, would they still be able to hear themselves? But they just wouldn't be able to hear anyone else's voice? Is that how this works? I'm not sure, Charcoal. All their other senses. So all their senses are unusable except hearing. I don't know. Everyone would want to take back someone. Jack, what are my political opinions on pineapple on pizza? Ooh. The P on P question. Yeah, that one's a... funny enough, people in my Discord have asked that one already. I haven't answered it. I haven't gotten to it. It's on here. So you're going to have to wait for that one. But I will answer. Eventually. Speaking of, did I make my current skin myself? If yes, how long did it take? I made my current Minecraft skin, yes. It didn't take more than an hour. At least from what I remember. I made it about a year ago, I think. Wasn't that long ago. I was trying to sort of branch out, if you will, and like brand myself as myself and not just a... Because for the longest time, I used Archer from Fate Stay Night. I used his design as a skin, and yes, I made that one myself too. And that's like my head on 2B2T is from that skin. When I did my Skyblock series, I played with my skin as Lancer from Fate Stay Night. And so just over the years, I've just used many other characters as like my avatar, but not anything I can call my own. And so, yeah, that's where that came from. I made my own self idealized, I guess. And yeah, that's what the current skin is. I have a character sheet that I'm making up for it just to kind of give it more concreteness, I guess. I don't know how to put it. Just to make the details more tailored to me, I guess. So I don't know. You'll see. If everything goes according to plan, you'll see. Because I figured, you know, as Jack the Ripper, I can't just use... I can't change my name, and I don't think I'd ever want to. But, like, my visual identity. The name identity is set in stone. But the visual identity is pretty malleable. I could still change that. Hell, a lot of people didn't even know my skin was Archer from Fate Stay Night, but that's an incredibly copyrighted character, so I would have had to do that eventually. But I'm alright with that. I just chose it because the character was cool and I liked him. That was about it, really. How long have I been building on this thing? It will be 5 years in January. January was when I started blowing up the island that this build was initially going to be set on. Because I hated the end island. It was ugly. Had to go. So I served it an eviction notice of 1,000 TNT. And it promptly vacated. You can't even see any of the remnants around anymore. That's the one annoying thing that separated the third site from the second site. The copy from the original. You can't really see it now. Because, you know, obviously it's all gone. There used to be an island sitting, you know, right around in here. And when we blew up all the island for the copy, there were bits of endstone that I could not destroy. I just could not get rid of it. And it just stayed on there until it was destroyed. Until the whole place was griefed. And, like, I could never fully clean the place up like I wanted. And so it was just, it always irked me that stone was there. And, like, I didn't want it to be there. But oh well, what can you do? Now then, these are the stairs. Okay, I want to not fuck with that. Ooh, Let's try mixing Regular slabs with smooth slabs. I'm thinking of making this building an apothecary of some kind, or a potion manufacturing type place. Not really sure how that's gonna pan out. For years after, because I was a big Mindcrack and Ethos Lab fan for a very long time, and in the season 4 map, I believe it was, he built this really cool, it was basically a pharmacy, and he had this really neat auto potion brewer, and I'd wanted to use that for forever, and it just never came up. I was just never found a reason, never had a use for it. I didn't need potions on 2B2T, not really. Not tons of potions, because that potion brewer was made for, you know, brewing hundreds of potions. I just don't need that. I don't have a reason to use all that. So I just kind of never made use of it when I wanted to. Oh, I really wanted to. I think I'll just leave those as slabs. Okay. It's looking good. Now, how to get up to this floor? Do I want it to be a staircase, or do I want to be like water elevator? What would be cool? Yeah, water elevator. I think that'll work. Yeah, water elevator would be nice. Right there. Cool. Then I'll make a diagonal or a corner. Just like that. Let's make sure these are aligned. All right, cool. Some soul sand and some magma block. This will be the going down, this will be the going up. There we go. Guess I'll use what? Glass? Alright. Do I think 2B2T has lost something? Means something, some part of it that has become too similar to faction servers because people can find bases easily. The thing 2B2T has lost is the ability to... Well, it's for the half-life of bases. I talked with Jared last night, and he mentioned this. And I think he's right. The half-life of a base is now so much shorter than it has ever been. And the downside of that is you cannot make anything really large scale anymore, because it'll just get found and destroyed before you get halfway done with it. And yeah, the half-life of bases, because of machine learning predominantly, bots and just all this stuff to like brute force where everything is, to just know what everybody's doing or where anyone is, things of that nature. Just that unbelievable level of just, not only were you never safe, you're not going to be safe for any longer than like 6 months. And, you know, for now, everybody's reeling from like no comms and things like that. But it's only a matter of time before all that shit happens again. See, having it happen once is proof that it can happen. And when that becomes something people realize or people figure out or accept, then there will never be any sort of non-base finding effort afoot. And it'll always be through the use of machine learning and a plethora of bots and things of that nature. And that basically means that you as a person, as an individual, you're not ever going to be able to do anything long-term cool, you know? Whoops. Things are always going to be... How do I put this? You're going to be a slave to the next wave of botnetting, basically. Maybe the word botnet isn't quite the correct one to use. But yeah, like going forward, there just nowhere is going to be truly safe. You're never going to be alone ever again. And it's not that you were ever truly alone on 2B2T to begin with. It's just more of a... Now you're even less alone than ever before, you know? Before, you could kind of be a bit of a recluse, and you could reasonably expect to stay a recluse for like a year or two. Who knows? Depends on how lucky you'd get. That's fine. That's all well and good. But now it's even less. And that's all entirely because these efforts that people can make now to just figure out where everything is. These efforts will almost always be of a greater scale than you will be able to handle as an individual. You're going to be outclassed by the hackers. I mean, hackers always had, you know, the people who have intimate knowledge of how the game works and things like that. They've always had that advantage. But now it's a difference between, you know, before the hacker-non-hacker dynamic was like, oh, it's the Bronze Age. Oh, what's that? You have iron weapons? Shit, we're fucked. But like, enough bronze-wielding soldiers could potentially outclass some non-bronze-wielding soldiers, some iron wielders. Eventually, you might kind of sort of achieve a victory. But now, it's definitely a, hey, you know, we've got laser-guided missiles. And, oh, you're just now entering the Iron Age. Get fucked. That's essentially the difference in power that I'm getting at. With 2B2T, there was never a guarantee of anything, but somehow it's even worse than that now. There's even more of a guarantee that you're going to get fucked. Is basically what I mean. Okay, cool. That works, and this sends me up. So yeah, it's just like, it's even more not fair. Just simply because there will always be a group or an effort of some kind to just map out the server, to figure out where people are living, through whatever deductive means, through a bad patch in the case of no comms, things like that. There's always going to be something going on to just brute force everybody's locations now. There's always going to be some effort that people will go to or be able to achieve, and you're just going to be at their mercy. And you're not even going to know they're doing it. That's the worst part. You're going to just get caught off guard now. You don't know when the bang is coming, but it will be coming soon. Because, like, the no-com stuff, they're trying to, like, make something of that. To sell people's data and other things of that nature. I don't know that they'll be successful. But eventually, like, yeah, that data will be useless. But damage has been done. The precedent has been set. Get used to it. This is the new norm. You're not going to be able to hide for a very long period of time. I mean, you could never technically hide before, but now the time that you have to potentially kind of sort of be hidden is going to be even less. So look forward to that, I guess. It sucks, but like, what can you do? I don't know, maybe I'm being too cynical. Maybe I've got the wrong impression of this. But like, it just feels to me that the precedent has been set now. That you can brute force where people are. You can figure it out through various unscrupulous, in some cases, methods. Like, GG. The gap between the hackers and the people who don't have access to this data or this information or whatever, that gap has been exponentially widened by things like no comms. So hey, we'll see. Only time will tell. But I don't have a feeling time will tell a terribly good story. Or a terribly happy story. Maybe I am being too cynical. Who knows? Oh, well. I haven't missed much. No, I don't think I have. I'm quite happy I've not been on 2B2T. Just because I feel like I would have wasted my money for like priority queue and stuff. Because, you know, you would have had to buy priority queue to do anything decent on 2B2T long term. Put it like that. Yeah, that's better. I love how smooth the the smooth stairs, or the smooth quartz, I mean. I love how smooth it looks. It just works, you know? Now, old 2B2T was better, but it wouldn't take long for the server to have more bots than people on it. Yeah. Old 2B2T cannot come back. I have learned that now. Back in the day when I was interviewed on like the Anarchy podcast, I said that, you know, 2B2T was like a fine wine that had been diluted by water. Well, that may have been the case at that time, but that's not the case any longer. Old 2B2T is dead and gone, with a 0% chance of ever coming back. So if you play on it, just know that. Don't think you'll ever see anything quite like the old 2B2T. People ruined it. As they are wont to do. Is it me, or does any number of people outside of like 10 or 20 become like just the worst bother for any sort of group or any sort of coalescence of people? Like 10 to 20 new people, just outsiders out of nowhere. Like, it's like sand blown into a clam or an oyster. Or yeah, it's oysters, that's right. Oysters make pearls. But instead, we got buried in sand with no chance to make any new pearls. It's very sad. Okay, so I think I'm gonna have like machinery, or maybe not machinery, but like the redstone circuitry for the potion maker hanging down in here. And then there will be tunnels or staircases on the outside. Yeah, I think that's because this is under the dome still. So I can still have like a staircase going up that way. Whoa. Let's go out 3. It'll be an outside spiral staircase. Pretty. So technically, NoCom marks the end of Anarchy servers. No, it's not that it ends the idea of an Anarchy server. All I'm saying is the dynamic has shifted now. The power dynamic. And like, basically, if you're not in these groups of elite hackers who know what is going on and have access to this information and all this tech and this know-how, if you're not in that group or one of these groups or have an end to them, like you have a friend in there or something, if you're not one of them, you're done. You're gonna get toast. You're gonna get hosed. Like I said, it's a we have tactical missiles, and you're still stuck in the Iron Age. Oh, spoiled eggs! Thanks for the donation, man. You've been watching since part 5. Wow, dude. OG. Yeah, it is circle jerking. You're not wrong. But like, the circle jerks have the power. They can find your base now. And they will always be able to find your base, and that'll be the end of it. And you're just at the mercy of the jerks. And you hope and pray they don't find you today or tomorrow. But it will happen. They'll get you. And that's all it takes. It's just very unfortunate that the power dynamic has shifted so heavily. And there's no way to spin it back. You know, the cat's out of the bag. Once people have figured out, especially the people who know how to make things, you know, hack and code and so on. Once those people get the idea that, yeah, you can use a series of bots and other things to just figure out stuff. That's going to be the end of it. You're going to see more hacking type things eventually. I don't know. When's the cat review? I don't know. Cat's fine. I mean, she's sleeping on my bed. I picked her up ahead of time, knowing full well she would demand to come in. And I was like, get in here, cat. So I yeeted her onto the bed, and she was like, meow. And now she's sound asleep. Which, thankfully, you know, she's the type that will just flop down and fall asleep at the drop of a hat. She's had her belly full. So she doesn't have a reason to whine. I hope. Watch me be proven wrong. Wake up. Nope. She's not waking. Keep it up. Oh, yes. Yes, I will definitely keep it up, Spoiled Eggs. Thank you so much, man. Love coming here and watching my streams. Have it. Oh, well, good. I'm glad I can cheer you up, if nothing else. Alrighty then. Streams are very relaxing. Yeah, that's the only type of stream I can do. I'm sorry. If you're not here for that, or you don't like this style, I'm incapable of doing any other style. I can give you my opinions, but like, this is how I am. Oh, shit. It's 4 blocks. And I guess to a degree that's a good thing. I don't know. Just so long as people are willing to watch and enjoy, I'm willing to be here. Here we go. It literally just came from Salcy1's vid. Oh, well. Welcome, Stu Not Found. I hope I can find you here, Stu. From now on. I'm glad that Sal's video is still getting traction here and there, and that people are still seeing things regarding Space Valk. I'm happy that it's making the rounds a little bit, just a teensy bit. What client did I use when I started doing the build on 2B2T? Funny enough, I was out of a client. Oh wait, no, sorry, I was using Nova. That's right. Kino Rana was programming Nova at the time, and then in 1.12 he had already quit by that point, and so I didn't have a good client for 1.12, so I started using Aristois. And Aristois is okay. It's not great, but it's okay. It got the job done when I needed it. And then after that, funny enough, at the copy, by the way, I refer to the copy as the third site. So just beware that when I say third site, I'm referring to the copy. The one that was griefed in 2019. When I was there, I fell into the void while I was running around with scaffold. That was it. I was running around with scaffold on, just placing blocks of quartz over the void. And it lagged and failed. And so I began falling into the void. But lucky for me, there was a plot of land, you know, kind of like from here to the ring there. So there was a plot of land, so I fell over the void, but I could sort of like circle strafe over the land. And back then, if you turned on the fly hack, it used to be that if you were falling for many years, if you were just falling and you turned on fly, it would rubber band you on top of whatever you fell off of. And so when I was building the original, this place at, what is it, these coordinates? So when I was building the original at these coordinates, falling was not a death sentence. You could just easily fix yourself. And then in mid-2018, something changed. And now falling over the void and turning on fly would teleport you beneath Y0. And you would be void chow, pretty much. You were absolutely fucked. And then I heard about packet fly. And packet fly, not only was that a really, really cool hack, but packet fly also basically, it meant that the void, falling over the void, was no longer a death sentence. You could kind of, sort of, if you were good enough, you could get yourself out. Keep yourself alive. So the only client at that time that I knew that had packet fly was Future. And so I used Future to try to get myself out of the void at the third site. And this was like a week before the nerds griefed the copy. So I ended up not having it in time for that. I don't know if it would have mattered, me falling into the void, if that would have like actually prevented me from dying. I don't know. Teamable Champ, thank you so much for subscribing, and Beta Computer, thank you for donating. What? The original Space Valkyria base tour was when you first got you into large-scale Minecraft builds. Oh, with what was that? Fitz video? You mean Fitz showing off of Space Valk 3, right? Oh. That's awesome, Beta. Large-scale builds are fun, yes. That they are. And the thing of it is, a large-scale build, Oh, this goes up to the glass. Never mind. A large-scale build is really just a series of small additions here and there. It really isn't some big bad mystery. It gets treated very mysteriously, but in all honesty, a build this big, it's time consuming, but it's not like, you know, we're not doing rocket science here. While there is a method to the madness, is not a whole lot of madness. But anyway, so yeah, I used Future for the next year after I fell and they griefed the copy. And from that point forward, I just used Future for everything. It was a good client. You know, I liked Future. I don't recommend it if you're not gonna like use it. Because like for right now, there is no Future 1.17, so you can't use Future on the test server. And that sucks, but what can you do? Test server's kind of an exception to the rule. Okay, good. That's over the center. It's perfect. Just what I wanted. This is where my giant potion making machine is going to sit. But anyway. And plus the integration with baritone that Future had was just amazing. If Future hadn't had that, I don't think I could have built the disc. Like, I genuinely don't think I would have been able to. Just because it was so tedious laying out all the quartz. Like, holy shit, oh my god, just kill me. Put a bullet in my brain, end my suffering. It would have been horrible. Okay, now before I start the machine, I want to kind of have, because this is just a strict boundary between the glass and the quartz, I kind of want it sort of like there's a, how do I put this? Like there's a boundary, or not a boundary, like it bleeds into the glass. That's it. There's no easy way to say it. And also, I would like this. Brush cylinder. Obsidian, of course. One? Yeah, I'll spot check anything left. And then we'll mask white stained glass. Oh, what am I doing? I should do it from the inner area here. There, this should get rid of all the white glass internally. Set for patches where it couldn't quite reach. Fine. So yeah, great question. Let's see here. Making the Space Valk emote sticker was really enjoyable. Yeah, that Space Valk sticker, I've got to like open emotes up and let you guys use emotes and shit one of these days. I know that's something you guys would at least enjoy, but that's like tied to membership stuff. And currently I don't have enough content that I can reasonably do for memberships. And so I would kind of feel bad just... I feel like I'd be stealing money. I really do. So I don't know. One of these days I will open a membership and have it... You know, you'll have emotes and all that other stuff. I don't know. Whatever's good. Ah, okay. Now then. Don't need that. Let's get some quartz pillars. There we go. Yeah, something like that where it's kind of like every other block. This will also save me just a little bit of time. Place quartz with quartz pillar. That should do it. Yeah, that gives me a nice little rim all the way around. There we go. Yeah, like it's kind of melting into it. I like that look. Whew, gotta go to bed because it's 12, so good night. Well, good night to you, Gaming Driver Snow. Or is it Show? Yeah, Gaming Driver Show. My bad. Take care, man. Ooh, yeah. This schematic is about to fry your laptop. Oh, yeah. I told you, break that up into a smaller set of schematics. Mike is trying to build the Space Valk 3 that was griefed by the nerds. Oh, shit. There we go. And he's trying to rebuild this on some other server. And he's using a schematic to do it. And I'm telling him, like, his laptop does not have enough memory to be able to load the damn thing. And when I was using Schematica and Baritone to build, like, yeah, my laptop, because I was using a crappy laptop back then, well, yeah, that thing cried when I tried doing that. It would get so hot, and the fan would whir like a jet engine about to take off. And the everything would chug, and it would freeze for a solid minute. But then, eventually, if I gave it enough time and was patient with it, it would load everything. So it's not like it couldn't, but Mike's is a really bad, really old laptop, so it's understandable that his is struggling. So I just said, break it up into layers, break it up into, like, different segments. You don't have to do it all at once if it's too much. I mean, of course it's going to be too much. That's understandable. The place is fucking huge. It was almost too much for me, even, ironically. Okay, so we did here, 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 here. Trying to maintain the pattern. Ooh, I like this. Ma, it's doing the thing. Now that. Jack, I don't mind if I use the art I made. Oh, yeah, the emote. Yes, I would definitely use that at some point. I've got to make that a Discord emote while I'm thinking about it. Ooh, I like this. Yes. Don't know what I'm going to put up here, though. Maybe storage for all the damn potions. Who knows? But yeah, this will be where you put in, I don't know, your stuff. I've got to think about how to structure it. But oh well. Okay, next question here. Oh, man. Ooh, excuse me. Okay, do I like the new Skulk blocks? Skulk doesn't look too bad. I couldn't tell you what it's going to offer the game because it's all in its conceptual phase. I mean, we haven't even had 1.18 yet, so who really knows? But, like, it could be fun. It could be cool. I don't know. I like how it looks. When cool new conceptual shit like that gets teased by Mojang, I want to give it the benefit of the doubt that it'll turn out good. But at the same time, this is Mojang. It can only be so good. It's very rare that they have an idea that is just an absolute banger with very, very little downside to it. I don't know. I couldn't tell you if it will or won't succeed. I'm not against the idea of the Skulk block, the Skulk sensor, all that shit. It looks good. It might be an interesting game mechanic. But it depends entirely upon Mojang's ability to not Mojang it up. So whatever will be, will be. What? Okay. That's a bizarre client desync. I didn't even realize I picked these up. And I had a duplicate in my hand of that. Nah, fuck it, I don't need that. Okay, those are the same. Comparator, repeater, piston. Dust, lever. Oh. Didn't I have a repeater? Torch. I suspect there are still bugs with how everything is supposed to be. Oh yeah, we needed a series of droppers. Button for input. And I want to say that's it. Oh, but we need brewing stands too. I think that's everything. Okay. And then a chest. I will need a series of ingredients and an output for everything. Okay, so this is not going to stay here. This is just a marker for that. This will feed down into the system as a whole. Oh, wait. No. That needs to be a block down because water. This is how you fill up the system. Just take your empty bottles, click it on this, and as you're clicking, it'll eventually fill up your inventory. The bottles will all pop out, and the hopper sucks them up. And off onto the system it goes. Okay. So first and foremost, I want a chest to... There we go. A chest to store those bottles, because God, are there ever going to be a ton? Just because this is a mass production machine, we'll want a few. Sort of feed that in like so. And then have the thing itself. We don't have to worry about being compact, at least. don't think I'll need any building blocks, but I could be wrong. Dropper. I think that's everything. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's right. This machine was well before observers were a thing. Hey, flying. Oh, wow, flying. Oh, it's been a long time since I saw you, man. What you been up to? Okay, so here's where we will have the first potion. Shit, that's pointed into something. I don't want that pointed into something. Okay, oh wait, no. Yeah, that's right, it needs an upper... Ooh. Okay. It's been a very long time since I built this machine, so bear with me. Okay. Water bottles will feed in there. And then a separate system for nether wart. Come to think of it, maybe I ought to have item frames with... Yeah, that's what I'll do. Wart. That doesn't glow at all. I've been had. Just go ahead and put a stack in there. If you don't know how to do what I'm doing, this is a creative mode trick. You press shift and you middle click and then drag it all across everything. That pretty well fills everything up. Alright, cool. Now, if I recall, there should be a way to fill that up with blaze powder, because back when this machine was built, blaze powder to power a brewing stand was just not a thing. Brewing stands were free. Hey, that did it. Okay, cool. So you can feed in bottles this way, feed in blaze powder this way. May as well just put another thing of that there. Give me a shitty glow frame. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Put that in there. Then shift, drag everything everywhere. That'll work. Perfect. Okay. So this shouldn't run out of fuel. Not for a while. Okay, so while this thing is running, I kind of want to try to incorporate observers. Whoops. Just because observers are... They're an interesting mechanic. Okay. And then we need to lock this until it is ready to be unlocked by this observer, which is theoretically when it starts brewing. But like the moment a thing pops in here, it's going to immediately I think. Will it observe when it changes state and finishes brewing? I wonder. it didn't. Okay, so that did output something. So when the bottle goes in, it does indeed see that. That I can kind of get it in. Yeah, okay, so whenever a bottle goes in, it definitively knows that that happens. Okay. So after 3 bottles... How did the old system handle this? I know the old system doesn't work anymore. After 3 bottles goes in, and I guess I could just put it on a hella long delay. Hell of a long delay. Such that it has enough time to put in all 3 bottles and then turn off this. So actually, I can just do that. And then just weave this around for like a really, really long delay. Something like that. Try that out. I don't normally like doing redstone on stream just because it's always time consuming, but sometimes there's a charm to it. Coming to show love as always, brother. Well, thank you, Morbid Rain. Okay. So these 3 are now awkward potions. We don't care about that. Let's get water. So the thing should be locked. Aha, so it sucks one out before it has had the chance to brew, which trips it again, preventing any of it from brewing. Damn. I always have a tendency to oversimplify the scope of the problem and then get bamboozled when it isn't as simple as I think it is. There we go. Now, is this going to be a long enough period of time for it to all get over? No. Yep. Close. Okay. Well, that's not terrible. Just means it needs to be lengthened. Cool. All right. All right. Let's see here. I could use the pulse extender using comparators to compare a bit. Or to compact it a bit, I mean. A pulse extender. I don't know if that will... Oh, is this backwards? Yeah, this is backwards. I don't know if that's what I need right now or not. Get that there. These are also backwards. Shit. Now then, let's see here. Oh, this next question is brutal. Thoughts on Discord member name here? Again, not going to name names. That person is who they are. Most of you probably know who this person is. I don't have any negative thoughts against them. They come off as a bit childish, you know. There's nothing wrong, per se, with that. Just that, you know, they could stand to chill out a tiny bit, mature. Other than that, I don't really have anything to say, particularly, about them. Just 'cause, like, I would have been just as bad and just as cringy as they are when I was that age. I know I was. So I'm not like... I'm not one to sit here and judge. You know, I don't have that right. I'm just a dude. We're all just dudes. And so as a result, be cool to each other. Don't worry about what other silliness goes on. Okay. So that sends along the pulse. It travels way, way too damn fast. Although, that might just be enough time. It brewed. It brewed all but one. Okay. Damn. Okay, well, just a little extending shouldn't be too bad. It's just right here should do it. That'll probably freeze that by accident, but oh well. I know this is a bit of a mess, but like... It's just how it is. Okay, so if I put it here... I've been reliant on just, I don't know, building and stuff for so long. My redstone skills have gotten rusty. I can tell. So to be able to use it again and sharpen up my skills would be a good idea. Anyway. Next question is, what is after Space Valkyria 3? I plan on finishing Space Valkyria 1 and actually making it a really cool looking base. Because I just never got the chance to really make Space Valk 1 as cool as it could have been. And I'm really sad that it got cut short after only like 2.5 months of building time. Okay, so everything's an awkward potion. And so that should send a pulse every time in order to ensure everything gets pulled out. Even though that's a long time to wait for every bottle. I do need that pulse extender, don't I? Would that work? I'm not actually sure. In a class where I've done everything so I can catch restraint. Oh, hey, Universon. Welcome back. Bad thing about cutting up Space Valk 3 is the math of the circles that shit took me all morning. Well, sorry, man. Okay, so that's all of that. And so in that time, new water bottles should fall in here in order to be brewed and so on. We may not get a perfect 1-to-3 ratio of... I didn't think that worked. We may not get a perfect 1-to-3 ratio of all the bottles being brewed equally, but hey, you know, whatever. We got essentially unlimited blaze powder and unlimited nether wart, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so this locks both of these and unlocks it long enough for a blaze powder to creep in there once, because blaze powder is going to take a while to get consumed, so I'm not really worried about that. And now then, on to the next part of the part. If I recall, it was... Well, I guess it doesn't matter, because we can just drop it straight down into the next. Whoops. Gives some room. Keep double tapping the fucking jump button. Frogs and mudflies and new trees in 1 point. Yeah, I'm hoping that stuff's going to turn out good. I don't have hope for it. Or for Mojang, I mean. Because it's Mojang we're talking about. So who knows? I could be wrong, but... I just don't know that Mojang has what it takes to get this right, you know? Mojang has always... They do an okay job. They do. But, like... Mojang has always had a problem, in my opinion, with, like, keeping the scope of their projects manageable. They really can't. And it becomes a huge issue. I don't know. I'm not sure what Mojang will do. I would love for them to be able to keep things rolling in at a decent clip. Okay, so we want to supply that. Good, that's supplying the blaze powder. All right. Phew. There we go. Now, what ingredient should I put here? I guess it doesn't really matter. The old one had it customizable where you would just put in whatever in each at each step along the way. But now I don't know. So we would have another locking mechanism here. Something like that. And then once again, I need a huge area of this. How many repeaters is this? 3, 8, 13, 18, 23, 28, 32, 34, 36, 39, 42, 45, 48, 51, 54, 57, 60. Damn. 60 repeaters. Yowza. It's a good thing I got the room. I'm sure there's a much better way to do this. I know there is. But I also don't care. So deal with it. All right. Probably have to knock it back. Oh wait, no, this is 2 layers on this side. Can't do that. Got to do this here and that here. All right, cool. Wait. There we go. Wonderful. Yeah, that'll create a feedback loop. I can't do that there. Guess you just gotta cut that one short. And then loop it back around. There we go. Hello, Enderman. How is it? It was pure redstone genius. I wouldn't say it's genius. It's only barely passing. I haven't done redstone in a while. I'm very rusty. Okay, wait. Do I have 60? I do not. I can tell just by looking I don't have enough. It's what, 4, 8, 13, no, 8, it's 11, 14, 17, 20, 23, 26, 28, 29, 29 plus 12 is 39, that's 41, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 plus 41 is 54. I am a few repeaters short. Which isn't, it's not the end of the world, but is annoying nonetheless. This ought to do it, though. Much better. I'm gonna have a billion repeaters in my inventory. It's gonna drive me crazy. Okay, this should be enough of a timing. I'll just go ahead and make it health potion. You know, I really ought to go look up that machine that Etho made so many years ago. Just because that was like... That was a really cool, really compact, really interesting mechanism that would brew a ton of potions in a very small area over like the course of 5 minutes. It was really nice. I even managed to get it working on 2B2T, which is notoriously terrible for redstone. Like, if you can make a device work on 2B2T, you can make it work anywhere. But that was also in the heydays of my redstone tinkering, and I don't know that I could engineer up something like that these days. Hey, Stone Cold Killer. How are you? Okay, and so for this one, what's a good reagent? I'll just use this. That should do it. All right. So you like click right there. Oh, well, yeah, I'm not in. Okay, so let's pretend I'm in survival. Let's go back to creative mode. Is this going to give me a... Nope. Doesn't even give me an empty bottle. Okay. Let's do it this way. And eventually... There we go. That happens. And when that happens, this should brew. Let's get all this out of the way. So that converts. Should be able to drop 1. Oh, damn it. These are water bottles. No. Oof. Okay, well, on the bright side. He was able to take it out. Damn. Didn't have enough time to do anything. Yeah, this system sucks. I'm definitely going to have to look up Ethos thing at a later date. It's not terrible. It's just not great. And then I was thinking of maybe having them turn into splash healing potions, and then down here you would like sit and it would shower you with healing potions. Something like that. As like an infirmary, I guess. Ah. Now then. So I'll tinker with the mechanisms and shit later. Get a shulker box and throw all this stuff in. All this redstone related garbage. Okay. Nope. Wrong one. Now then, this place is lacking a distinct sort of feel to it. Needs something, I don't know. What on earth is that I'm hearing? Is that one of those spooky sounds this stupid game plays every now and then? It's been a hot minute since I heard those, jeez. Jack, did you see my message by thinking this is off by 1 block? I'm not sure what thing you're referring to, Mike. Better have the slash upwards instead of downwards. Okay. Splash up instead of down? Maybe. Well, the thing of it is, though, this is just healing. So, well, yeah, I guess that's true. It does affect. I've always heard of people throwing it up on their head. But I don't know. How are you, Lucky Al? I'm doing great. I've thought about it. The cave sound was just sort of playing as an ambient thing. Let me see if I've got... Yeah, I've got music off. It just sort of makes... ambient environment. Yeah, that's why. It was just very obvious. I could hear it playing. It was obnoxious. I'm not going to lie. Okay. Brush. Cylinders 4. Should have just done this. Cool. Make sure I got everything. Well, there's some bits out here, but I guess it doesn't matter. I can fill these in. Actually, that's a really good idea. Well, not there. Okay. So it will only do it on air. All right. So if I fill all of this in with water, even though I don't intend to keep this water. Shit, what's it doing outside? That's what it's doing outside. Yes, I definitely don't want that. I've got to make the diameter a little tinier. Okay, no stray blocks of quartz. That's good. Anyway, let's see here. Where was I? Next question. My favorite fruit. Ooh, I guess apples. I really like actual apples from like, just my local supermarket. They're nice. They're delicious. They have a good crunch to them. I don't know. They're apples. They're tasty. What the hell? Is this not gonna like? Oh, it's hitting the water. That would be why. Bingo. What the hell am I doing? I don't need the damn brush. I just suddenly remembered I can do this. Now that should fill in everything. Well, except this. But it did fill in this middle portion. That works. I wanted a nice thick wall so that I could carve into it. Put more detail in where otherwise it would be barren. A blank, empty wall. And then I can easily drain the water. The water was just a way to block up all of the brush's actions. Okay. Okay. I've got everything filled in. All right. Wonderful. Slurp it all up. And it's like it was never even there. Okay, and now I want hanging beacons. Everybody's favorite. Maybe at a more random interval, though. Okay. Not bad. Alright. Ow, my knee. Ow. Bumped my knee. How can you be mod? I give you mod if I decide you're good for mod. That's it. I don't give it just because. That's literally the only way anyone has ever gotten mod is just because I thought, yeah, they'll do a good job. They'll be okay at it. So far, nobody has proven me wrong. Let's hope that continues. Okay. Now I need to make the chains extend without... I guess I can just do this. Although actually, these are meant to kind of hang over. Oh well, I'm going to have to remove this machine anyway. Yeah, these are meant to kind of hang down onto here. Kind of drape from the ceiling. There, that'll work. Nice and pretty. You're gonna buy the planet Pluto. All you need is my credit card details. I mean, that's nice, but what does the planet Pluto give me? Like, if you're buying it with my credit card, you know, then I own it. But then, what the hell do I do with Pluto? Like, I can't make use of it. I can't sell it. I mean, who in their right mind would be smart enough or stupid enough to buy it from me? So, I mean, what would be the point, you know? Plus, this isn't the era where people own planets yet. So I can't imagine that's going to pay out or play out very well. But who knows? Maybe you know something I don't. Ah, what the hell? I trust you. Yeah, you're good for it, Farsk. You know, you'll pay me back, right? This is the part where he says no. You just have Pluto. Yeah, I know. I guess I just have a useless dwarf planet. It's not even a real planet. God, how terrible. Although low-key, though, if you could buy a planet like Pluto and you had the materials to both mine it and ship the goods back, you could be in the right economy in the future. You could be really rich doing that. Although I don't know if that will ever be legal, because I think there's like a United Nations charter of some kind, or some shit like that. That's just like, yeah, no, people cannot own planets. Like the moon, for example. The moon is everybody's, officially. But like plots of land, I guarantee you will be handed out over time. Because, you know, there are places on the moon that have really good resources. You would definitely want to mine them if you could. Let's put this one at 19. You would definitely want to get, you know, the metals, the precious metals in the asteroids, in the Kuiper Belt. You would definitely want to, like, somehow be able to ship, you know, stuff you get from Mars or wherever. You'd want to ship that back to Earth. You really would. It would just be too lucrative not to. You'd be a fool not to try. So yeah, I don't doubt for a second that, you know, jokes aside, like, if you could buy Pluto or, I don't know, wherever, if you could do that, if you could keep it in your family, because there's very, very little chance you yourself would ever be able to go there and, you know, do stuff yourself. But on the extreme off chance you are able to officially keep hold of a deed like that, and provided, of course, a method of travel comes out where Pluto is not that far away anymore, you could make bank at, like, some point 400 or 500 years in the future. Or rather, your ancestor or your descendants would. Realistically, you're not going to be able to make a whole lot off something like that. But if you were quick on the draw and it was official and didn't get reversed or anything like that, you could come out on top with that. That could actually be lucrative. I don't know how lucrative, and I don't know when, but theoretically it could work out. So I don't know. It's a cool food for thought kind of thing, but I don't know that it would really... I don't know that it would really work out that way is the thing. Because like I said, there are official government charters and shit, like the United Nations and so on, that are pretty harsh on their stance of, you know, you may not own this or that outside of Earth. Like, you can't own a planet. Now, we'll see if they stick to their guns when space travel becomes commonplace. That may just be something they say for now, exclusively for, you know, whatever immediate benefit that offers someone. I don't know. They may change their tune very quickly, in other words. Okay, so, from here... I want to go up. See if this is a good enough method. We could send Bruce Willis there. Yeah, I know, right? I'm pretty sure the last space mission Bruce Willis went on, he died. Oh God, don't ever send Matt Damon though. God, poor Matt Damon has been stranded on so many different space-related things. Yeah, this could work. Poor Matt Damon has been stranded on Mars at least twice, if not 3 times. I forget how many times it's been exactly, but that sounds about right. He's been stranded on Mars. He's been stranded in a capsule in some... I forget where it was. He was in Interstellar, in other words. He, what else did he do? Was Matt Damon in Armageddon? Or is that another dude I'm thinking of? I can't remember now. I just know that every major space mission Matt Damon has been involved in has been a disaster. And likewise, you know, I wouldn't want to send poor Bruce Willis there either. Or Matt Damon. Yeah, no. How about Bruce Wayne? I don't think Bruce Wayne's a trained astronaut. Space is indeed the new Wild West. Yes, you're not wrong. However, it's a Wild West that nobody can access. And I don't mean that in the sense that, oh, well, we've never been to space. No, no, no. Currently, it is the playground for the exorbitantly rich. If you've got a few $1 billion to burn, you can go to space. Otherwise, your ass is grounded. And yeah, like, there's nothing you can do about it. Unless your name is Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk, rat, you're not going to be capable, or if you're already an astronaut through, you know, training and shit, you're not likely to ever go into space. It's just not realistic to think that that's something you're going to get to do. Sorry, little Timmy, you can't be an astronaut. I sure hope I didn't, you know, ruin your day. But in all seriousness, like, I could see eventually that being much more open. You might be able to become an astronaut, or you might be able to afford a plane ticket on Jeff Bezos's fantastic plane ride, or whatever the fuck it is. You get to sit next to William Shatner and listen to him ramble about the beauty of space or something. So who knows? Maybe someday. But, like, it's weird that the Wild West is currently inaccessible to pretty much everybody. The last Wild West was extremely open and accessible, which is what made it so wild. But this next one, I don't know. Maybe this is a lot like how the early settlers in like the 14, 15, and 1600s, you know, before them Wild West times. Maybe this is how they felt about the great, you know, Western expanse. Like, it was just this unknown that nobody could really fathom or cross. Who knows? Maybe I'm just rambling. Hey, Haney, what's up? Okay. I want to put... Oh, wait. I want obsidian right here. And right here. The reason I call him Jeff Bezos is because he's a fucking clown. You know, Bozo the Clown. Yeah, Jeff Bezos isn't exactly high in my books, so, you know. He ain't winning any, I don't know, any character awards. Not with me. I could see him, getting embroiled in another scandal of some kind at some point in the future. It's just the type of person Jeff Bezos strikes me as. Maybe he'll marry another woman and make her a billionaire. If you catch my drift. But only time will tell. Now then. There we go. This place isn't looking too bad. Ooh, this in-glass view is perfect, isn't it? Colonial America. That was bad. No, it's actually completely accurate. It's bad in that it is unbelievably true. Oh, wow. No wonder my frame rate is so good. Will this... Can I bump everything up to amazing? To absurd? Because it's not trying to render everything through the glass on the surface. My head is in the glass, and therefore, it's not struggling. Stained glass like really hurts your FPS. Just because it's trying to render so much through a transparent medium. Okay. Yeah, so this is time for that overview. That wonderful whirlwind tour. All the buildings, all the blockies, everything I done throwed together. Y'all get to see it. So yeah, it's all come together pretty well. Welcome back, El Cayman. I'm gonna show everything off for one final little go round, just real quick. Here it all be. Shit, I wish I knew the stick your head in glass trick sooner. This is really good. For limiting FPS taxation, I guess? I don't know. Yeah, wow, I can actually stare halfway across the way over there. And normally I'd be getting like 5 FPS about this point. But because my head is in the glass, it's not trying to render everything so crazily anyway. So yeah. Oh, wait, I may have spoken too soon. No, never mind. It's having a little trouble when it's first loading everything, but it's actually pretty smooth once everything is in place. So let's see if we can't get the central pillar in here too. Oh my god, this is a wonderful trick. Shit. That almost kind of makes me regret putting this giant glass case over everything. Ooh. Oh, that must be why this thing lags me so badly and just destroys my frame rate. It's got so much glass and so many mobs through the glass and all that junk. Maybe I ought to make that transparent, or not transparent, solid, opaque. That's the word. Maybe I ought to turn that from glass into something else. That might help. Well, it's all steadily loading in, and it doesn't seem to really be struggling that hard. Except when I look inside that thing for some reason. That actually does seem to hurt, but oh well. Get hack client with entity no render. Entities aren't really the issue, as the glass trick is demonstrating, because there are hundreds of axolotls underneath the disk right now. You can see them there in bits and pieces. There's armor, there are paintings, there's everything everywhere. And yeah, it's a little frame rate taxy, a little bit, but I'm thinking the big issue is, especially this fucking thing, but I'm thinking the big issue is drawing other blocks through glass. That's the biggest tax of all. At least from what I can tell. Because if I have my head stuck in the glass and I look out this way, even though there are hundreds of axolotls in this view, there are dozens of armor stands, there's tons of paintings and maps, especially in this building right in front of me. But it's really not so bad. And that's because my head is inside the glass layer. And yeah, it has to be that. Just has to be that. It'll chug a tiny bit, obviously, just because it's trying to load. But once it's finished loading, it's pretty smooth. So yeah, entity no render wouldn't help things a whole lot. I don't think it would necessarily hurt anything either. But I don't know of any clients that are up to date to 1.17 that are Forge compatible. There's Worst, which is Fabric compatible, but I don't know if World Edit has a Fabric compatibility. So many villagers inside this. This is the damn trading hall. Wow. Just look at it all. I'm speechless. Getting a good summary episode for episode 100, like a showy off video, a panorama type video. Getting a good one for this place might just be next to impossible. I don't know. And it's mind-boggling how much empty space I have left to fill in too. Oh wow, you can see inside the aquarium and the crop farm. That's so cool how it'll all load in little bit by little bit, just like that. That's so cool. Yep. Yep, Space Valk. Space Valkyria. I found out, funny enough, about a month ago, the proper pronunciation of the word Valkyrie. Valkyrie is just the because Valkyrie, Valkyria, you know, that's the name that it's derived from. It's not Valkyria, and it's not Valkyrie. It's Valkyrie, or Valkyrie, Valkyrie, something like that. It's a German word, funny enough. German, Norse, you know, that kind of general area. And so, obviously the name has stuck Like, we're all gonna call it Space Valkyria 3. Like, it's not changing. Just that, you know, it's funny to think that we were all technically saying it wrong from the beginning anyway. Okay, now it's kind of affecting my frame rate. But damn. This is everything I've been working on for almost 100 episodes. Drink it all in, boys. One day, you too will be a big player like me. That's a line from Fit years ago. One day, you will all be able to walk around in here. Ain't it pretty? Oh god, it is really knocking the frame rate hard. But yeah, overall, I would say it's definitely getting there. Okay, well, I don't know what Valkyria actually means. I'm sorry, Poncho Hamster. I don't have an answer for that. It was just Sato named the original base Valkyria, like this. Valkyria. He just named it Valkyria, and that's just what I started calling it. And so I wanted to make a base that we could all, you know, we could all do stuff over the void in our own little build style. It would be a patchwork sort of base. And I just built the central sort of supply area, and we were going to branch off of it and build our own little whatever. And that was going to be it. And that central supply pillar was going to just give us all the farmable items that we could ever want, because we didn't know imps were going to be a thing. And that was all we were going to worry about. We were just going to, you know, make stuff. And two major problems. One, we didn't know Telat A was going to happen. B, the incursion was going on, and so people were distracted with that. Oh yeah, and also C, everybody was inept as fuck. They could not build over the void safely. Everyone fucking died but me. And the reason I didn't die is because I knew that trick that I mentioned earlier in stream, how if you fell over the void, or if you fell at all, you would just turn on fly from whatever client you were using, and it would rubber band you up on top of whatever you fell off of. And so I would pillar out or bridge out over the void all the time, and I'd build stuff and I wouldn't think a thing of it. And I'd just be like, yeah, that's how you do it, idiots. And they would all fucking die. None of them could really do it well. And so the core concept of Space Valkyria could never be realized, simply because nobody could ever stick around long enough to make it worth their while. Everybody died. And then we got found, and then it got griefed, and it was just like, well, fuck. And then I felt like, well, and Space Valkyria too, well, I'll make an island for everybody to live on, you know. You can build whatever you want on there, right? But see, by that time, we'd shut down the end, and nobody had any interest at all. And at that point, it was just like, well, what's the point? What did I bother doing this for? And so Space Valk 3 was more of a personal, you know, I want to do this for me. I want to make this for me. If you want to come along for the ride, you know, I invited my base mates and they did. But for the most part, it was mostly just shit that I want to do. And even now, it's still shit that I want to do. That's a good screenshot, I think. Wow, it's rare that I can get a such a pulled out screenshot like this. Oh yeah, it's really hitting the frame rate now. Damn. Get my head in glass. There we go. Come on. It's still oh so very hard to just show it off. Okay, well. Do I know if there is a video that explains tell at A? Basically, I can explain tell at A real quick. You would just do tell at A, and then you would have a target selector. Here, let me quickly unload everything. There we go. Whoops. Okay, so what you would do is you do tell at A, and so if you see here, it's giving the option to do a bracket. And so you would go dx equals, and let's say 50,000. Okay, comma, dy 100 equals 100, sorry. And then comma, dz equals 5,000. Okay, cool. And then you put your message. And it would usually just be A. That's what Pop Bob did. He would just do A. This, okay? And so what this does, what this command does, is it looks, so it says your message to everybody who is all players within these coordinates of 0, 0. And so if your Z is within 5,000 and your X is within 50,000, the message A would be sent to whoever. And you would see everybody that would get sent, because as it shows right here, Jack the Whisperer whispers to A, you whisper A to yourself. Right. So you'd know who all you hit. It's like playing Battleship. All you have to do is guess a few times, and you know exactly where people are. And you just narrow down these coordinate numbers until you have their exact location. And that is exactly what Pop Bob and Talo and a few other people did. And they found tons of places, tons of bases, and they even found Space Valk 1. And they did it because Pyrobyte AFK'd overnight, greeting people with his shitty greeter, which I felt was funny, but I didn't realize it had compromised the base. And so that's how it all went down. So yeah, that was the tell at A exploit. We didn't have any idea that that was about to happen. To be fair, no one could have known, but oh well. And so that's how it went. That was the end of Space Valk. And then eventually Space Valk 2, and then finally Space Valk 3. It feels like it was just a hop, skip, and a jump from one to the other, but huh. Damn. How time flies. So yeah, that's going to do it for me. I know a bunch of people are out there. Let me get myself in front of my thing. There we go. Ooh, you can almost, if I zoom in, you can almost see it all load in. And I'm not trying to zoom in on myself. I'm trying to zoom in on the pillar in the background. There we go. Yeah, that's a nice backdrop. So yeah, I will catch y'all later. Thank y'all so much for coming out. Thank y'all for donating and for subscribing to everybody who did. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Have a safe day. And I will see y'all next time. Bye. Ooh, bye.